Okay, so I filmed this whole segment in my car on my way to another property this morning, and afterwards I realized I filmed it vertically when the YouTube needs to be horizontal. So I'm going to try this again. It's too bad because the light was really good. I just wanted to go back over my last chemo side effects. It was my fourth chemo, which made it my last chemo. It was, apart from the first chemo, it was the worst chemo. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like the buildup is starting, and if I had more chemos, they would get gradually worse again. I'm glad it's over. Now I just have the radiation therapy, which starts next week, which is sooner than I thought it would. But so let's see, my last chemo was on the January 24th. Today is February 7th. So it's been 2 weeks, I guess. And I'll just go through my list again. The night of the chemo treatment, day one, I started getting that scratchy throat at night. Not the outside, the inside gets like dry and scratchy. And it's the only time it happens. It clears up by the morning and it's fine after that, but for some reason the night of the chemo it does that. On day two, the headaches started. I'd been getting them before anyway, but about 8:30 at night it started. My tongue started to feel fuzzy again. We all know how much I hate that. On day three, I woke up with my head throbbing. It continues on and off all day, every day, so I'm not going to say it every day, but it just all day, every day. It's like something is just pressing into my head, and it's just like this throbbing, and it'll go for a while, and then I won't feel it for a while, and then it'll start again, and so it's just kind of an off and on all day thing. And then my fingernails started to hurt. It feels like when you jam your finger straight into something, when you jam your fingernail straight into something, and then it just hurts when you press it for a day or two after that. That's what they feel like, and it's all of them, every single one. And I usually have my nails done for my job. I tend to try and have nice hair and nails. Well, but I can at least try and keep my nails up. But the chemo is starting to wear them down, and my last two nail appointments I had to cancel, and so after I took the gel off this last time, I just put some clear nail polish on. Well, at first I had colored nail polish I put on it, but when I took the colored nail polish off a few days ago and put the clear nail polish on it, there are these white and red arcs on the nails, and so I'm thinking that's where you can see where the chemo is. Like what they say, if you have arsenic poisoning, that you can see on the nails where it shows up, and I'm guessing this is kind of the same thing. And whoops, which end? I don't know if you can really see that. I don't know if it'll focus in. Not too well, but that's kind of, you can kind of see where the white at the bottom is larger than it should be. Drop my glasses. So see if I can do a little bit better on those. Not really, but they hurt. So that's been going on since day 3 of the chemo, so for almost 2 weeks now. And that's just been, every time I touch them, it hurts. It's hard to pick things up, and when I do laundry on the weekends, it's hard to actually take things out of the washer because it puts pressure on the nails, and it hurts. Just picking up the clothes out of the washer, or out of the dryer, or out of the laundry basket. It's crazy. And I have the runny eyes and the dry nose. have continued, and so I'm doing saline spray for the nose, so then yeah, it makes my nose run. So I'm using eye drops for the eyes, and it helps them stop watering for a little while. Let's see, oh, my lips started drying out on day 3. And then, let's see, I think I said my tongue started to feel, yeah, my tongue got worse as far as the fuzziness. Day 4, all of the above, plus I started feeling the tired and worn out, just kind of like didn't want to do anything, vegged on the sofa all day. During the night, that night, I started getting my leg pains again. After my first chemo, I started getting what we used to call it as kids, we called growing pains, where it just feels like your bones and your muscles are stretching and growing, and it hurts to sit still, it hurts to move, it hurts to do anything. And that's what it feels like. And it was in my legs and shins, or my knees and shins, and so I was just constantly moving during the night. It was waking me up. And it actually lasted for several days. Let's see, it continued, oh, actually it continued for about a week, I guess. And yeah, it continued for about a week. And it would be off and on during the day. It would definitely happen at night. Yeah, not the most pleasant thing. Definitely not the worst. Let's see, day 5, all of the above. My neck started itching a little bit, so the outside. So I started taking antihistamines. And the cracking in my mouth started again, in the corners of my lips. So yeah, I just really worked them with the Vaseline, and you know, I thought maybe I got to them early enough because I started as soon as I felt those cracks coming. But that continued for probably about a week. On day 6, let's see, all of the above, and then I got sick about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I was at work here and just started feeling, all I can call it is alienish, because it felt like I had that alien in my stomach that was about to pop out and, you know, do the whole thing. It just felt I don't want to say horrific, but at the time it felt horrific. You know, I just wanted to curl up and just get rid of it somehow, you know how. But it wasn't like really, I wasn't queasy or nauseous. It was just, it felt like I had something in my stomach that was trying to get out. And so that was just like this very weird kind of sensation. And I hadn't eaten anything. I'd been drinking all my water, but I hadn't, it's not like I had something to eat just right before then that would cause some kind of bloating or something, so I don't know what it was. But that afternoon, I also felt like I had a low-grade fever. I felt like I had the chills, but I was still warm. I didn't have access to a thermometer here at work, so I couldn't check my temperature, but I assume it was normal because I didn't feel flush or anything. You know, I continued to work and went home when I was supposed to, you know, because I'm that kind of person. But it actually, after I got home and just sat on the sofa, I was fine. So, you know, it passed whatever it was. Let's see, day 7 was pretty much the same stuff. I took another antihistamine because my neck still had a little bit of itching when I woke up. I take the antihistamine in the morning because I figure when I wake up, that's the end of the 24 hours of the antihistamine. So if I wake up and my neck is itching, then I know I can take the antihistamine. If I do it like midday or at dinner time, then it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. It just makes sense to me. But, so Tuesday I had the itching, my head was throbbing, the dry peeling lips with the cracked corners, my fingernails, still had some leg pain, fuzzy tongue, lack of taste, tired, worn down feeling, all the normal stuff. Day 8, I had that alienish feeling again, this something in my stomach that just wants to come out. That was around 11 a.m. and it was the same thing. I hadn't eaten anything recently that would start it. Didn't get the chills and fever feeling though afterwards, so don't know. Day 9, all the same things, but everything's kind of starting to wind down. The cracks in the corners of my lips were gone. It was just like at some point during the day I noticed, hey, I don't have the cracks anymore. The tongue I noticed the tongue wasn't as fuzzy as it had been. So still don't have the taste, but the tongue it's not furry fuzzy, it's like cotton fuzzy. No, that doesn't make any sense. It's like a piece of material fuzzy. It's not like cotton ball fuzzy or furry fuzzy. Yeah, I know. Let's see, day 10, the same things. Where did my paper go? The itching was gone. I didn't have to take any more antihistamine that morning. The head throbbed. The lips were still dry even though the cracks were gone. In fact, they're still dry. So the fingernails still hurting. The leg pain was still going off and on all day. The tongue continued to feel fuzzy, lack of taste, tired, worn down feeling. Saturday, all the same things. Day 11. Day 12, same things. I had a couple of bouts of nausea during the day, but I also realized that the leg pain was gone. But there were times when it felt like my legs were rubber. You know, like after you've exercised a lot, like you've done something out of the ordinary, you've gone hiking or you've done a stair stepper that you don't usually do, and your legs just have that rubbery feeling. I have to do laundry on Sunday. It's like my allotted day. Because where I live, the house that I have my apartment in, there are 4 of us that have to do laundry, and so the landlord doesn't like us doing it at night. So the only days I have are Saturday and Sunday, and somebody else has Saturday, so I have to do it on Sunday. That's my option. Boy, what I would give for a house with a washer and dryer. Anyway, so in order to use the washer and dryer, I have to go down the steps out of my apartment through the carport, then up around the steps to the back of the house, and then reverse it, and then each load. So my Fitbit gets a workout that day. So I would be going down the steps, you know, coming around the house, and just feel like, God, my legs are going to give out. They never did. But you go through, you get that feeling sometimes that, you know, your legs are just kind of wobbly and barely holding you up. Let's see, day 13, day 14 is pretty much status quo. Today is day 15, and it's pretty much status quo. I did have a different headache this morning. I was driving to one of our other properties. I'm a commercial property manager. I manage an office building in Waikiki, and then we have 2 small shopping plazas. And I have to drive to those once a week to do property inspections. And as I was driving up the H1, I just started getting this sharp pain just right about here. And I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was trying to go in or out, but it was just right here, and I kept trying to like push it. But I don't know, it lasted half an hour, and I haven't had it since, so I don't know what that was at all. So that's something different. And but other than that, I think I said I'm getting my nails done this afternoon, and so I'm gonna have to tell her. I'm one of those people that's like, you can do pretty much anything to me, you know, as you don't have to worry about hurting me. Yeah, you know, you can dig at my nails, it's not gonna hurt. But I'm gonna have to tell her today, just be gentle. Like, I'll have to explain to her that yeah, the chemo is starting to affect them, and so be kind. I also had my bone density scan done last week and got the results this morning. Apparently I am in something called osteopenia, which is kind of like, it's between normal and osteoporosis. And I'm like, there's like this gray area called osteopenia, and I'm right in the middle of the gray area, which I seem to be right in the middle of the gray area for a lot of things lately. But I guess it means that I need to, you know, I mean, when I see my doctor, she'll let me know what I need to do. I assume I'll have to start taking calcium supplements, and just be careful that I don't fall and break a hip or something, which, you know, would be like the next thing on my list of getting old. What else do I have to do? Boy, I had that whole thing recorded this morning, and now I can't remember anything that I talked about. Of course, this morning I was trying to do this without notes and couldn't remember the side effects that I'd had. So, one thing or another. I think what I'll do is, after my nail appointment, I'll come back and I'll show you my new nails. I was thinking about getting something funky done, but I don't know. They're kind of short, so funky is kind of hard to do on short nails. At least on mine, they never look good. And I said I start radiation therapy next week. I went in and got the initial scan where they measure me and get me all, you know, get all their machine setups with the measurements for me, so that when I go in next week, it's pretty much set. I have to go every day for a little over a month, from February 14th to March 20th. So that's a lot. It's a little bit longer than I thought, plus it starts sooner than I thought. But at least all I have to do is go in and lay down, and they just zap me a little, let my boob hang through a hole in a table, and the life. Yeah. Okay, so I will check back in with you in a little bit and let you see the funky new nails, whatever I decide to do. Bye. Hello. It's the weekend, and I'm just adding on to my video. My eyes are still watering. So forgive me when I wipe. Very casual. I'm trying this in front of my door, with the door open, and I jerry-rigged a blanket in back of me to hide everything else. Just wanted to show you my nails. I don't know, they look a little bit pink in the video. I don't know if that's even focusing, but they're actually kind of a brownish mauve. I went really out of my style this time. I think it was just the mood I was in. I usually tend to go with brights and pastels, with pinks, a lot of any pink shade, reds, like even golds. I'll put glitter on top of them sometimes. Anything to kind of pizzazz them up. And this time I just went really neutral. I usually stay away from the brown tones, but I don't know, like I said, I think it was just my mood this time. So, and my nails are so short. I found that with the chemo, they're softening up, and so if I get just a little bit of chip in it and I try to file it down, I end up taking half the nail with it because they're so soft. I don't know. They're okay, I guess. I'll get them done in a couple of weeks, so it doesn't really matter. One other thing I wanted to touch on is that I have been told a lot lately, it gets commented, you're so strong, you're so brave, and it's like, you know, I still don't know how to react to that, because I'm not strong, I'm not brave. I'm just doing what I can to get by, day by day, minute by minute. I'm probably the weeniest person on the planet. I don't cry about this because it's done. I didn't ask for it. I didn't do anything that caused it. It's not in the family genetics. It's just, I'm one of those people that just got it for whatever reason. And so I have to deal with it, you know, and I'm trying to make the choices that seem best for me at the time. I don't know if they are. We'll find out in 10 years, you know. It sucks that you have to wait that long to find out, but what are you going to do? And, you know, that's it. You do what you do and you move on and you go on with the next part of your life. And I used to have a friend that would always say, it is what it is. And it drove me nuts. I always thought it was a cop-out just to not deal with things. And now I understand it. It is what it is. You can't change it. You can't go back and reset time. So you deal with it and you move on. And you don't dwell on it. You don't cry over it. It's just, you know, I go to work every day because I have to. You know, I have nobody else to rely on. You know, I'm alone, so I don't have a husband to help me with the finances. And living in Hawaii, it's very expensive here. You know, usually you have 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet. And right now, my exhaustion level is, you know, up to here. So I'm barely managing 1 job, and to me, you know, that makes me feel like a weenie. You know, that I can't even, I get home from work and I just hit the sofa and I'm done. And there's no moving me. There's no, if the house were on fire, I'd probably just stay there. You know, it's, I don't know, you know, and I don't want to tell you never say that to somebody that has cancer or that is going through something, because that person may need to hear it. But for me, I just don't know how to react, because it's like a front. It's a mask that I put on where I pretend that I have it all together and I really don't. So, I don't know. You know, I suppose everybody who does have cancer and has to go through chemo and radiation and, you know, live for 5 or 10 years before they know if it's going to come back or if they have to deal with it more. You live day to day. You don't know what each day is going to bring. You don't know if this doctor's appointment, they're going to tell you it's back, or it's worse, or it's better, or it's gone, or, you know, whatever they're going to tell you. So you just do what you have to do. And so I just kind of wanted to touch on that, and I don't know why. It just felt like I had to. I think just so many people are saying that lately, and maybe it's because once I started wearing the wig, it kind of became obvious about, you know, the chemo and the hair loss and everything, and so I've been more open about it at work, and you know, anybody that asks about the hair loss, I've been open. I haven't been covering it or lying or anything. And so, and maybe that's why I'm hearing it more, but it still just kind of feels weird to me. Like I'm living a sham or something. And I know I'm not. I'm just having to do the best that I can and not suck everybody down into my black hole with me. But so anyway, before I go off on another long-winded thing, have a good weekend. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There's a donate button for the American Cancer Society, and any other buttons I can come up with, I'll add. I'm still trying to get this YouTube thing down. I'm probably going to have to take like a extension course or something in it. I don't know. I'll talk to you later. Bye.